It's Christmas. Christmas is usually a good time of the year. Giving is actually considered to be normal, as opposed to just something that you're forced to do sometimes to be a good person. But with Christmas comes Christmas music. Christmas music has had a long history, something that's been celebrated for many decades. From the early days of artists such as Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole, Spiro Agnew, Elvis Presley, there were great Christmas songs, songs that were traditionally sung in churches, now became sung on albums and were some of the most fast-selling albums of the season, rightfully so. As the decades went on, other artists would join in on the fun, artists such as the Beatles or John Lennon, may he rest in peace, Sting, Queen, and so forth. And all of these albums and all of these Christmas songs were all very tastefully done. In fact, David Bowie also did one half of a duet for Little Drummer Boy, and it was excellent. However, Christmas music ever since the late 90s has really taken a significant turn. Metal has gotten very little in the way of representation. Its last representation that is noted is, of course, the Twisted Sister Christmas and the Very Metal Christmas, which just came out a couple of years ago, which was interesting to say the least. However, for the most part, Christmas songs of today have been dominated by pop artists. And that's the way it's been for decades, so it continues. Christmas music, however, has taken a significant turn to the absolute shit because the pop artists of today are all using synthetic materials in order to get their voices to be perfect. They're using auto-tune in order to help in that department, and they're also using these terrible, terrible, almost robotic at some points, musical arrangements orchestrated by a computer as opposed to being orchestrated by actual legitimate musicians. And if they are orchestrated by actual legitimate musicians, I don't know why they're working with these people to begin with. It's just, these are songs that have been destroyed as opposed to being redeemed and revived. These are songs that have become almost unnecessary additions to the Christmas song discography. And this is something that's been chronicled in albums such as Now That's What I Call Christmas. I don't touch the Now series, and for good reason. The Now series sucks, period, because everything that's on there is commercial trash. There's very little redeeming music on these albums. The last one, I believe the only redeeming song was Foster the People's Pumped Up Kicks. However, now music for the Christmas season is being dominated by artists such as Rihanna. Of course, Mariah Carey has had two successful Christmas albums, the last of which was released last year. Jackie Evancho, the young girl that was on America's Got Talent, released a very successful Christmas album last year, and actually did it in the right style. She did it as in her operatic voice. Susan Boyle released The Gift, and it was one that was also well esteemed. However, it's all by the older population. The younger population that's going to be growing up and is going to be having children and going to be popping on Christmas music will be popping on songs by Rihanna. They'll be popping on songs by Sean Kingston. And yes, they'll even be popping on Christmas music from Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga. Justin Bieber released a Christmas album. People want me to rip this album to shreds, but firstly, I'm not going to listen to it, so fuck that. But secondly, I'm not going to rip it to shreds, because this is just how things have gone ever since the beginning. If you're a popular artist, you want to release a popular Christmas album. And that's something that he's done. This is a Christmas album that went straight to #1. It's the second Christmas album that has done so far this year. The second being Michael Bublé's. So I'm not going to tear this album to shreds because I'm not going to listen to it. I'm just going to say this. If you do purchase this record, enjoy it because it still sucks to me. Because Christmas music is going straight to the toilet. The main event of the night is going to be with two songs. Sean Kingston's and Lady Gaga's. Sean Kingston's song is decent. It's done in his traditional style, a little bit more of a Rasta or reggae style pop music that Sean Kingston has made popular. But let me tell you something. If you have to repeat your name in a song 17 times, including a Christmas carol, to try to infuse this into people's brains, to really brand it to yourself, this is something that a lot of people are guilty of. He's guilty of it. Ludacris is guilty of it. Snoop Dogg is guilty of it. Jason Derulo is extremely guilty of it. I'm surprised this whole album isn't just him going, Jason Derulo, Jason Derulo, Jason Derulo, Jason Derulo, Jason Derulo, Jason Derulo, lo. And Lady Gaga is also extremely notorious for this with the Gaga and the Lady Gaga and the ooh-rah-rah-rah-rah-rah-blah. you know, all this fucking nonsense that she's spewing out of her mouth that you don't want to understand, but then you hear Gaga and you're just like, oh, I know who that is now. Kingston's song goes right to the toilet. However, it doesn't get flushed. You know why? Because it can just swim around like a little fish that you think is dead but really isn't. Lady Gaga's song can be flushed down the toilet because this is a pile of shit. This is an original song that was written by Lady Gaga, I suppose, with this space cowboy character that I've never heard of before and will never hear from again because he's useless, called Christmas Tree. My Christmas tree is delicious. We'll take off our clothes underneath the mistletoe. This is a Christmas song infused with sex. Now, Lady Gaga fans are not people who are teenage, well, they are teenagers, I'm sorry, but late teen, 20s, and up, older. These are young children that are seeing you all over the TV, that are seeing you on compilations and then rush to buy your little albums. What kind of message is this? This isn't a Christmas song. This isn't a Christmas song at all. This is a Christmas bastardization. And I am ho, fucking pissed off about it because it's fucking awesome. It's fucking terrible. It sucks. This is a song that doesn't deserve to even be an outtake in a studio. And if you have to say your name in the song, I will repeat it again. Just like you do in the music. If you have to say your name in the song to try to brand yourself while singing a Christmas song, just stop it. Don't do it. It's not worth it for you. I don't care. It gives me a fucking headache. Whenever this song comes on, you know what I want to do? For 3 minutes, I want to just bang my head off the desk at work or here at home, have an aneurysm, have a stroke, have a heart attack, all at the same time, and just go catatonic for about 3 minutes. Here's how bad this is. And I will end it like this. The following song on Now That's What I Call Music, Volume 4, after Lady Gaga's Christmas Tree, is Britney Spears' All I Want for Christmas This Year. Britney Spears, who 11 years ago, 12 years ago, was the biggest pop thing on the planet. And I absolutely loathed and absolutely hated. When I hear the opening notes to that song, I get excited. I get happy. I enjoy it. Because the abomination of Lady Gaga is over. That's right. I enjoy Britney Spears because it's not Lady Gaga! What kind of fucking world is this?